Hello everyone and welcome on back to my channel. My name is Callie and I am excited for today because today is Minecraft 1.19 release date. And in this update, we are getting some brand new blocks, and one of the favorite ones of mine that we are getting is actually mangrove wood. And so I thought in today's video that I would show you 5 different build palettes that I have come up with using mangrove wood. I also thought I would show you a few different house designs using those build palettes. So let's get started. Our first build palette incorporates mud brick, packed mud, stripped mangrove log, smooth sandstone, cut sandstone, and mangrove leaves. One of the ways I see this build palette working is in desert builds. And so I created a house design using this build palette that looks a little bit like this. As you can tell, this house is very reminiscent of the desert houses that I have created. I also have a video out showing a couple of desert house designs that I created for your inspiration, and this is very similar to them. But instead of acacia wood or spruce wood, we have incorporated the mangrove wood, and we have also incorporated some mud bricks and packed mud as a foundation for this build. And I think it's turned out super well. I love the darker leaves of the mangrove trees, and just the brighter color with the reddy of the mangrove wood just brings this build together so nicely. Up on the roof, we have incorporated in some stripped mangrove wood as well as some mangrove half slabs to create a little bit of depth on the interior. Now, I've done no interiors for any of these houses, but this is just a sample of what is possible with the mangrove wood. Moving on, our next build palette is a much darker build palette, which incorporates netherrack, stripped mangrove log, deep slate bricks, mud, and deep slate tiles. And so with this palette, it could be used to create a similar build to this. Now this house is very tiny. It is only a 5x5 house, but you could definitely expand this into something slightly larger. Here on the front, the mud makes such an excellent wall block marked around with the stripped mangrove log, as well as the netherrack kind of as a little bit of an accent to break up the smoothness of the log. Adding in deep slate tile with some deep slate brick on the roof, I really love, because it almost makes it seem like there is water running down the roof in little patterns. And so this is definitely an easy and simple build that you could do in your next Minecraft world in 1.19, and I think these blocks work so well together. So here with our third build palette, we are starting to incorporate a little bit more earthy tones. So we continue to stick with mangrove planks, stone brick, cracked stone bricks, mossy stone bricks, but then we start bringing in some rooted dirt, packed mud, and some brown mushroom block to add in a little bit more of an earthy tone to this build palette. And so with this build palette, I have created this build. Now, while I have created this build to be more of a house style, I think utilizing this build in almost like a rundown, ruined barn build could be really interesting. As you can tell, I have utilized the rooted dirt, packed mud, and brown mushroom block on the roof. And I think that just adds such a nice earthy tone to this build and makes it feel like it's a little bit more of a run-down build. Our fourth build palette here is probably my favorite. I really love how the mangrove planks, stripped dark oak log, calcite, and mud bricks all complement each other so well. And to use this build palette in a house design, I have decided to go with a little something like this. And now, while I have built this as a house, I think this would look so nice as a little hobbit hole, with the calcite in the back to brighten it up, the mud bricks to kind of make that circular look, and then of course the brightness of the mangrove wood planks as the roof, bordered with these stripped dark oak logs. I don't know, I just look at this build and I think Hobbit hole immediately. So if you are looking at building a Hobbit hole little house for your Minecraft 1.19 world, I would highly recommend this build palette. Our fifth and final build palette for today's video incorporates dripstone block, mud bricks, mangrove planks, cobble deep slate, mud, and deep slate tiles. And so utilizing this build palette in a house design, I have gone for a little something like this. So this house design reminds me of more of like a farmhouse house design where we have the dripstone block and the mud bricks making a little bit of a foundation for the house, a nice mangrove wood plank staircase, and then the walls are a combination of mud and cobbled deep slate. Now, I did not put any windows in this build. That does not mean there can't be any. It just, the way I built it, it didn't really fit. But like I said, you can definitely expand and grow these builds to make them a little bit of a larger size that could actually fit something in it. But I think this build works out really well. You have the darker blocks on top and the lighter blocks as the foundation, but the use of the mangrove wood as the accent around the roof definitely breaks the darker color up and just adds that pop of color to the build that I really love. And so there you have it, 5 new build palettes using the brand new building blocks that Mohang has provided us in the new Minecraft 1.19 update. And I'm excited what these build palettes are looking like and how I can incorporate them in my next world. If you did see any of the build palettes here that you would like to incorporate into your next world, I would love if you would share them with me on my social media. The links are all in the description, and yeah, I would love to see what you created with these block palettes. And so until my next video, thank you so much for watching. If you are interested in more content like this, or you want to keep up to date with the content that I am producing, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe if you are new. And I will catch you in the next episode here on my channel. Bye for now.